Welcome to the VI Department of Education's 2020-2021 Parent and Community Educational Conference. Research has shown that parental involvement is a key factor in student achievement and students' overall success in life. It is also known to be true that parents tend to participate more in their child's education when they know how and when they feel knowledgeable and equipped with the tools to do so. With this in mind, the VI Department of Education has provided professional development for parents over the years, and we are pleased to continue providing this important and necessary support. What's new at the department, however, is the professional development we are providing for the VI community. This change is due to the fact that successful school systems have strong, positive, and consistent community support. And with this goal of rebuilding the community's trust in the Virgin Islands public education system, I am delighted to bring this educational conference to you. Your participation in today's conference will help to transform our public education system. I look forward to hearing about your experience today and the areas of the VI public education system you would like to learn more about. Remember, together we can transform public education in the Virgin Islands. Enjoy today's session.
How to apply for a job at the Department of Education. Next slide, please. How do I apply? The first step that you must do is go to our website. Our website has all of our positions that are posted on a daily basis as they become available. Next slide. When you go onto our website and you click the link for www.vide.vi, on the top right-hand corner, you're going to see right where that little arrow is pointed, you're going to see a tab that says Job Listings. You're going to click on that tab. Next slide. And it's going to bring you to the HR page. The HR page has various areas, but you're going to specifically look into the tab that says Vacancy. That is the last tab at the top where the arrow is pointing. Next slide. Now, we put all of our positions on our website. Our positions are divided by our St. Thomas, St. John district and our St. Croix district. It's important to note that if you are applying for a job, that you look at the location of where you are applying. Just because the position may be available in St. Thomas does not automatically mean that it is available in St. Croix. So we have made it a little bit easier for our users to be able to click on the different links. Now, for the purpose of this training, we are going to assume that you have never applied to any position at the Department of Education, and we are going to walk you through the process. Throughout this training, I'm also going to put a little bit of inserts in here for our VIDE employees, as the process is very similar. So when you go to our slide, to the previous slide, the first bullet point actually takes you directly onto how to create an applicant profile. It's important to look at some of these areas. Once you create a profile, you can even set the system up to be able to send you alerts. If you look, I believe it is the fourth bullet, maybe. Let me count really quick. Yes, the fourth bullet. You're able to set up any of these positions to cater a little bit to your needs as well. So we're going to go on to the next slide, which takes us on how to create an account. So to create an account, you're going to go to www.governmentjobs.com, create an account. Next slide. It'll automatically bring you to this page. Now, before I go on, it's really important for you to note what email you're going to use, what username, password. Lights went out. I can't tell you how many times people call us and say, I have several emails, which one should I use? You should use one that you check often. I strongly recommend, even for our VIDE employees, to utilize your personal email. So, to ensure that you get that information back. Um, One of the things that is really important is to mark that information down. We don't have access to your usernames, your passwords. So it's imperative for you to ensure that you put it somewhere where you're going to remember, unless you have a great memory. But it's important for you to be mindful of those things, because once you set up your account, this is the only way that you'll be able to go back into these accounts. Now, if you had already set up account, you can just go into login. But again, for the purposes of this training, we're going to go into a new account. So once you have established what email you want to use, you're going to mark it there. Your username is very important because you are going to be the only person within this site to have this username. Our website is actually used across many government agencies, so you'll be able to actually see these positions posted on the Division of Personnel, but specifically for Jobs for Education, you can go to our website as well. So once you say a username, if the name is already in the system, it'll actually tell you use another name because this name is already being used. Then you're going to press your password and you're going to hit the button create. If everything is good, it's going to allow you to go into the next slide. So once you have done all of this, it's going to give you a privacy policy and terms of use. Now, this is very common in almost everywhere, every website you go to. They're going to say, these are our rules. You're going to scroll down. And once you get to the bottom of it, it's going to say, I accept the privacy policy and terms of use. In order to be able to go on to the next page and to create, to be able to apply for a position, you must hit the little check mark box there. And once you do that, it'll allow you to touch the button confirm. If you hit decline, it will not allow you to apply. Now, you know that you already have a username because it's going to have at the top right hand corner where that little icon is with the head. It's there's your actual email is going to pop up there. So once you hit confirm, you're going to go on to it's going to take you to the next page. And now it's going to take you to back to the page where you pick which district. So for the purpose of this training, we're going to pick a title and we're going to walk through the whole application process. For this specific training, we chose the St. Thomas St. John district, and we chose the title of school monitor. So you can easily scroll down to the bottom of the pages and it'll tell you all of the positions that are available along with their salary, their job type, their location, the department, when the position will close and when it posted. Now, just so that you're aware, we're going to walk through what this means. Like job title will be the actual job title that has been posted. The job type on this slide, you see the first two, it says exempt. It could also say classified. Classified means that this is a unionized position. All of our salaries that are posted are annual salaries. The locations that you're going to see is going to say either the St. Thomas St. John district or it's going to say St. Croix. The department that you are applying to is the Department of Education. And it will tell you some of the positions may have a closing date and some of them will tell you when the position is posted. Next slide. Okay, so we're going to choose school monitor. When you click on the title of school monitor on the left side, it's going to bring you a full, complete job description. Here you'll be able to view, again, as you see at the top, it's going to tell you the salary, the location of where this position is, the job type, the department, the job number. What is the job number? This is a special number that is connected to that title position and when the position closes. Now, I have had some questions in the past that say, if I'm applying in the St. Thomas St. John district, how do I know where I'm actually applying? So depending on the titles, for example, in this one, this position reports to the district. The district, the insular superintendent for each district will see where the need is specifically for their district, and they will place the individual hired in that location. So this position may not tell you exactly if it was St. Thomas, St. John. You won't know that probably until either the interviewing process or if you were once you're selected for the position. So back to this page. So there's 3 tabs where you see that little red arrow. It says description, benefits, and question. The description is going to give you the complete description of that job, including it's going to tell you the duties and responsibilities, what requirements are needed, what experience you may need for this position. The area for benefits is going to tell you what benefits come with this position, from health and health benefits, for example. It's going to give you a complete detail of the benefits provided to this title within there. Under questions, this is a really important tab, and it's actually important for you to read all of these tabs before you actually apply for the position. Next slide. Now, the reason I say it's important to look at these questions prior to applying is you want to make sure that you qualify for this position. So for this specific position for the school monitor, it's going to ask you 4 questions. Do you possess a high school diploma or its equivalent from an accredited institution? Yes or no? Do you have at least 2 years of experience working in a security guard related type position? Yes or no? Are you legally eligible to work in the US? Yes or no? Will you now or in the future require visa sponsorship for employment at the Department of Education? Yes or no? Now, these questions are not always the same. They really are contingent upon the title position and what the requirements are. Depending on how you answer these questions, it will, if you answer no to many of these questions, or even yes, I guess it really depends on the type of question. It really plays a difference if you are a candidate for this position. So you need to be able to answer all of these questions thoroughly. Now, if you are applying for, can you hit next slide? If you are applying for a teaching position, for example, any elementary and secondary teaching positions, these positions require you to be certified with the Virgin Islands Board of Education. You must be certified before applying for these 2 positions. For more information on how to be certified, please go to www.myviboe.com/certification. This area will be able to tell you exactly what is needed for you to be able to get certified. Once you have that certification, then you should come back and apply for the position so that you can upload those documents. And we'll go a little bit later, we'll talk a little bit about uploads. Now, if you're applying for a vocational instructor position, you're required to have a certificate from the Virgin Islands Board of Career and Technical Education. So just remember that you are required to have certain things before you apply, and we'll go through that process in another slide. But it's important that you read all of the descriptions and the questions before you apply. Next slide. Now, once you say, I'm ready to apply, and you click the apply button, it's going to automatically bring you to here. Now, you know that you are applying for the position because on the top right-hand corner, before the button support, it says applying as, and it'll give you your email that you have put in your applicant profile. On the left side, you're going to see the school monitor. Now, if for whatever reason you need to go back and look at the job details, you can always click where it says job details, and that the job description will come right back up. Now, when you import your resume, you actually have 2 ways that you can do this. You can automatically upload your resume into the computer by utilizing the button. Miss, can you actually just put the arrow so that they can see? Yes. So you can click there, but you can actually do it in manually. If you choose to go in manually, you're going to say skip this step and you're going to go on to the next. It's going to take you to the next page. Next slide. Now, just so you understand, everything, consider this like a paper, right? If this was a paper, each of these areas on the left side would be one sheet of what you're going to need. So information, your work experience, your education experience, any additional information, like let's say you are bilingual, you speak Spanish, what references do you have, attachments, questions, review, and certify. Now we're going to go over the different areas so that you can see. Now, when you hit, as you can see, I've already kind of played with this a little so that you're going to be able to see 3 green checks on work, education, and additional. Now you see where it has the red exclamation point under info, it's telling me that I did not actually complete all of the information. So it could mean that I skipped the information, and because it didn't auto populate, it's telling me I need to go manually put it in. So I'm going to go in and hit that edit button, and I'm going to start with putting in my name, my address, my phone number, my email. Remember, it's important to put an email that you frequently check. Again, this is important because this is where all communication is going to be. Next slide. Now, when we get to the part of attachments, if you look on the left side, it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 6th page, right? It's going to ask you for the different attachments. Now, I can't stress the importance of these attachments. It's going to ask you for proof of citizenship. An example of this is a passport. It's going to ask you for your high school diploma to upload. All of these are going to be areas where you upload. It's going to ask you for a police report. It's going to ask you for your resume. It's important to note that each of these areas have a specific line, and if you're uploading the wrong information, this could prevent you from being selected to be interviewed. Also, remember, if you're applying for one of the vacancy position, the teaching positions, you're also going to have to put in your certified, that you are certified by the board, or you have the certificate from the vocational area as well. Next slide. Once you have completed all of the areas, now I have 2 exclamation points because I did not input my information, my personal information, because I chose not to upload a resume. So I need to go back. It's telling me I must go back and edit that. And you can easily just go back into each of those areas on the left side and click back, and it'll take you back to that area. Because I didn't upload anything in attachments, it's telling me, hey, you're missing something, you have to go back in. Now, I'll be honest with you, we've had individuals who have gone into the attachments, and since it wouldn't allow them to go on to the next page, they've just uploaded just random documents, or maybe added their resume 5 times. It's important to know that your HR representative who is looking at this, if you do not have the correct documents, you could receive a letter saying that you don't have the necessary documents to complete this. Now, we have heard things like, oh, Ms. Bailey, the police told me that because of COVID, I have to make an appointment. Okay, so it's important to make your appointment because the position may require you to have, all the positions are required to have that. So it's important for you to plan accordingly to ensure you have all the documents before you apply. Once all of these areas are green check mark, you're going to hit proceed to certify and submit. Now, it's important to note that if all of these are not green, it is not going to allow you to proceed to certify and submit. So you need to make sure that all of your areas have a green check mark. Next slide. Now, once you have, now 2 things can happen. If you have successfully completed all of the check marks and they're all green, it's going to bring you to the area of submitted. Submitted means that your application has successfully gone through the system. If it is in the incomplete section, which is ours is right now, it's actually going to comment to you, and it's going to say that the last step completed is review. And if you recall, it was because we had 2 red exclamation points that we needed to fix. Now, you can apply to 1 position, you can apply to 10 positions. all the positions that you apply for are going to be here. So all of the ones that you have successfully completed will be in the submitted tab, and all the ones that are still incomplete will go into the incomplete until you have completed them completely. They won't move until the submit. Now, I've heard things like, oh my God, I didn't have enough time. I stepped away for a second and it logged me out. What happens? Did I have to start all over? The system automatically has saved everything that you have put in. So at any point, it could be the next day, maybe you started the application and now you have all your documents. So you want to go upload them. You can go back into the incomplete section, click that area where it says school monitor. It's going to bring back your application and now you can go back in and upload it. Just remember that until you hit that certify and submit, technically your application has not been completed and it will not be reviewed by the interviewing panel. Next slide. Now, after you apply, if you meet all of the requirements, you will receive an email advising you that your application has been submitted to the interviewing committee. If your application is selected by the interviewing committee, an HR representative will send you an email advising you of dates and time for a virtual interview. Now, I'll talk a little bit about virtual. A lot of our world, due to COVID-19, is very virtual right now. It's becoming the norm. So I'll talk a little bit about that in another slide. But it's important to note that we are currently, right now, not doing any face-to-face interviews. All of our interviews are being done virtually. Now, if you do not meet the requirements, you will receive an email advising you that your application was not selected to go on to the next steps. But we don't want you to be discouraged. We want you to continue to look at our website, look at positions that maybe fit with the experience and educational background that you have, and continue to apply on our website, as our website is updated almost on a daily basis, depending on new vacancies that we may have. Next slide. Now, if you are selected for an interview, an HR representative will reach out to you with a virtual invitation for the interview. It's really important to note that for the interview, that you ensure you have consistent internet broadband width. And the reason I say that, now we understand that there's certain things beyond our control. The power can go, our internet may be a little low. So our HR representative will communicate with you beforehand and let you know that if the power goes, we will try to reconnect. If for whatever reason the power is out maybe for a little bit longer than we expected, then we'll reschedule your interview. Ensure that you are in a quiet area so that the interviewing panel can hear your responses and you can hear them. This sounds like a very normal thing, but I have seen applicants being interviewed while they're driving. You know, we've asked, should we reschedule because this is not safe? Oh no, it's fine. I can answer the questions. No, you want to make sure that you're in a quiet area, that you are in an area that is safe. You want to make sure that if you're doing this interview in your home and you have other people that live in the home, that you're letting them know that you are in a quiet, that you know that for the next hour that you need the area to be quiet because people are listening and they want to make sure that they have your full attention. They want to make sure that you can hear them, and we want to make sure that you have the most positive experience when you're interviewing. Ensure you log in at the appropriate time for your scheduled interview. Now, I laugh about this because we always say, oh, island time. No, you are set for a time. If you are set for 2 p.m., all of your interviewing panel will be ready at 2 p.m., ready for you to interview. I've heard others say, well, you know, it's always not the norm to be there 15 minutes or half an hour before your interview. Just remember that you are logging into a link and you will be put in the virtual lobby until the interviewing panel is ready to interview you. Next bullet. Ensure your camera and audio capabilities are functioning. You know, test this out before your interview. We've gone into many interviews where, you know, we can't hear the person, or they're doing it off their phone and they forget, you know, they don't have camera capabilities. This is like any other regular interview if it would have been face-to-face. So you need to make sure that you are ready, that you are present, that you are dressed for an interview. You want to make sure that you have, and the light goes off again. There we go, magic. That you are ready for this interview. Is there another bullet for this one? Okay, frequently asked questions. Now, I have put some questions together that we pretty often get here in the Office of Human Resources. And so let's start with there. First one, I have completed and submitted a VIDE application in the past. Can I submit a copy of that application? No. And the reason for this is that, as I mentioned before, effective 2019, the Department of Education transitioned all of their paper applications to an online application. We use the recruiting system NeoGov. Once you create a profile in NeoGov, you can reuse the same profile to apply for additional job online. Again, that website is www.vide.vi/jobs. Next question. I am a current VIDE employee. Do I still need to create an account and complete the entire application process? I actually get this question pretty often. Yes, if you are a VIDE employee, first of all, thank you for looking at our website. We're appreciative and to ensure that you are looking at all vacancies. The system allows us to properly track all the applicants for the positions on our website. That includes you. Once you apply, we are able to respond and advise you of your status. Next question. I don't have computer access. How can I apply? Now remember, all of our applications right now are online. I believe, can you click the next one? Computer access is available in the Division of Human Resources and at free public use computers throughout the Virgin Islands. However, due to the territorial pandemic of COVID-19, our H office is currently not open to the public. However, applications can be completed using any smartphone device. Applicants are able to take pictures of their attachments and upload directly from their smart device onto the website. So be creative. I know that COVID-19 has all affected us in different ways, but our application system is online. So be creative on how you apply. Maybe you have somebody at home that has a laptop that you can, are able to use. But all of our applicants must apply on our website. Next slide. I forgot my password and my username. What should I do? So remember that this, if you go back into the website, one of the first pages that we did on how to create, it's important for you to mark this information down somewhere in the event that this happens. And I say mark it down somewhere because everywhere we go, we have to put in a username, a password for something. A lot of our systems right now make us change our password every 90 days. The system doesn't make you change it every 90 days, but it's important for you to remember it because we don't have access to the system to be able to go in and edit it for you or change it for you. You would need to do that yourself. You can either reset. I've actually seen applicants that have said to me, I have just changed, I had to put in another email. Just remember that put emails that you are often checking because this is where we are communicating with you. Next question. I don't have all the necessary documents to upload my application. Is that okay? No, that is not okay. Remember, I mentioned before that not having all the necessary documents, the required documents to apply, can prevent you from being selected to interview. Examples of documents are certification for the Virgin Islands Board of Education, a police report, transcripts, resumes. So it's important that you go in and when you hit submit and certify that the right documentations are attached in the right areas. Next slide. I was previously convicted of a criminal offense. Can I still apply? Yes, you can. Please. A conviction does not automatically bar you from employment. Each case is considered on its own merits. Next question. What assistance is available for persons with disabilities? Okay, for anybody, the Department of Education is committed to offering applicants with disabilities a broad range of services and reasonable accommodations which will enable them to compete for employment opportunities. If you are an applicant with a disability who feels may need assistance in the application process or a testing accommodation, please contact our office to discuss this request. What questions do you have for me?
Okay, let me scroll through Zoom and Facebook. There's a little bit of a delay streaming to Facebook, so I'll give a little time for folks to throw some questions in there.
Not a problem.
But I do have one. So let's see. I've submitted my application and I haven't heard back. How long does it take?
That's an excellent question. It's important to, well, it's not important, but it's important for you to know some of the processes that we have to do behind the house. Many of our positions that are posted are labeled as classified. And that means that it's a unionized position. What that means is that depending on what type of union it is, we have to post it for a certain amount of days. Internally, we usually post a minimum of 10 days, but then depending on the union, days may be added. So I believe the maximum is 30 days for some positions. Other times, we are waiting for more applicants to apply, to look at it. If you haven't heard somebody for some time, by all means, reach out to someone in the Office of Human Resources. There has been occasions where the position may have been taken down, and that could be for funding reasons. But reach out to our Office of Human Resources, and we'll be more to give you more feedback or answer any questions on that as well.
Good day, parents. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you found the information valuable to understanding the VIDE's functions and beneficial to your ease of engagement with the Department of Education. You may access this information anytime by visiting vide.vi and clicking on the For Families tab. Thank you.